how's it going? This is a little bit different. But yeah, new Fooly Cooly came out. I just wanted to talk about it, so I'm going to do an episode review of it. I'm not sure if I'm going to do reviews for the ones coming after. If I do, I will most likely move them to another channel. Maybe I'll give old Fifth games some use and turn it into like Fifth stuff or something. So ever since new Fooly Cooly got announced, it's been one of those things where I feel like the poor show is damned if it does, damned if it doesn't. Because, like, whenever a really well-known or popular thing, or not popular thing, I guess, gets rebooted or gets, like, a new thing, the immediate reaction from people is it's not gonna be as good as the original. And it's one of those things where, like, I feel like no matter what, it's impossible for us as human beings to just look at the thing, like Fooly Cooly 2, and just judge it for what it is without comparing it to the original. But the show actually did some things that, like, I can't tell if it's really interesting and kind of meta about that, or if it's just, like, really blatant, how do I put this? Like, reverence towards the original. But I'll talk about it when I get into it. So, my overall thoughts, I enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was really good. The opening, I was really interested in. I thought it was really cool how she's, like, in this world that's dissolving and shit, and then she's got the robot coming out of her forehead, just like what happened in the original. We're gonna be saying just like what happened in the original a lot, but I'll talk about why I think that's intentional and not for the reason you would think it is. Like, you see the irons, like what we had in the original, that were gonna, like, pave over the world and reform people's consciences. And so I thought that was really interesting. The new Conti-like robot, who I thought was really, really slick looking. He didn't really do too much, but he looked cool. So I'm excited about that. So I gotta talk about the voice acting. The voice acting was really good. Everybody was really good, and you can tell there was passion put into the project. Like, I think the thing that keeps me from really getting into a lot of English dubs of anime especially is that sometimes I just don't feel like the voice actors are putting that heart and that soul into the performance, you know? And with this show, absolutely, I felt like everybody was doing great. The delivery was super good. Xanthi was wonderful as the protagonist. I don't recall most of their names, just because I just finished watching it. But yeah, whoever they are, great job. I hope they keep up the excellent work. They made it really, really enjoyable. And the show, at least for me, was actually really funny. And it's hard for me to, like, start laughing. I was actually laughing at the conversation they were having with the one dude who was wearing the skirt. He's like, it's unisex, bro. Quit looking at my underwear, bro. And that was, of course, because the delivery helped a lot, just because the voice acting was so funny. Like, a lot of just very funny moments. And that's something about the original Fooly Cooly that I think so far they're doing a really good job of recapturing, is humor that's wacky, but not to the point of it being, like, stupid, if that makes sense. There's a lot of funny moments, like Jinyu's going down the street in the car, but not driving it. Then at, like, the end of the episode, her washing the plates and just breaking every single one of them. So that was good. Genuinely funny. And like I said, it's hard to get me to, like, really laugh at something. But yeah, I was very entertained by it. The monster had a cool design. That's something I always liked about Fooly Cooly, was just how weird and cool the monsters were. My favorite was always that big cowboy thing. And then, of course, they played the excellent Little Busters by the Pillows. I thought kind of a weird time. Like, in the original, they played Little Busters right when Conti first shows up and starts kicking ass. I feel like it's a more, like, action-oriented sort of song. Like, it works better in a fight scene. And it was playing in just kind of a calm moment. But either way, it's good to hear it again. So then we get to the part that made me, like, up to this point, I'm thinking, okay, this is a good show. It's a faithful sequel to Fooly Cooly, but almost to a fault, right? There's a lot of callbacks and references to the original, like Jinyu has a guitar, you see the Vespa show up, you know, they play the Little Buster song, robot comes out of her head, the irons. And, like, my first inclination is to think it's a little bit pandery to, like, Fooly Cooly fans. But then they start taking it to a weird extreme, right? So the protagonist is in class. I really gotta learn this woman's name. But she's in class, she's on her phone texting. And the people in the little group chat or whatever she was in start saying Fooly Cooly. It's like, Fooly Cooly, Fooly Cooly, Fooly Cooly, like, a lot. And I'm just like, what the fuck are they doing? Are they being this blatant about this weird, like this reverence for the original? And it obviously should have, like, respect for the original. That would be awful if it pulled, like, it was, like, disrespectful to it, you know? But it's on the other end of the spectrum. It's, like, it's so respectful and, like, similar to it that it becomes almost uncanny. And then the weird, wacky teacher is revealed to have been Haruka the whole time. And she's like, yeah, dudes, it's me, Haruka. And the entire class goes insane. Now, you can look at this one of two ways. There's the caveman thinking of, like, when it comes to the people that made it, I mean. There's the caveman thinking, and then there's the actual conscious thought and, like, a weird meta-commentary thing going on. Now, the big caveman idiot approach would be they're having a freak out and Haruka is there saying, yeah, it's me, because they're actually that blatant about it being just, like, dumb fan service-y, let's be as much like the original as possible. In which case, that's, like, yikes. But then you stop and you think, it takes an intense lack of self-awareness to put in a scene like this and not have it be intentional. For anybody who watches Red Letter Media and have seen The Nerd Crew, which is, like, their podcast, which is a parody of, like, mainstream YouTuber podcasts, like shills, you know, for, like, new Star Wars and Marvel movies and shit. Maybe I'm looking way too much into this, but it feels to me like the very end of this episode was like Fooly Cooley's version of The Nerd Crew. To where it's almost like a mockery of that culture of let's make it the exact same and, like, not really add any new elements. So this is what I'm hoping. This is my hope. I liked episode 1 a lot. This is just my thinking. I think it stayed too similar to the original on purpose. If I'm completely wrong and episode 2 is just a beat for beat of episode 2 of the original, then fuck me, I guess. But, like, this is gonna make me sound like an asshole, but I'm getting, like, these weird, almost Metal Gear Solid 2 kind of vibes. Like, one of the brilliant things about Metal Gear Solid 2 that people don't give it enough credit for is that it's a commentary on sequels and the nature of what fans actually want from them. Because when it comes to sequels, it's like, if Fooly Cooley 2 was just the same thing, more or less, as Fooly Cooley 1, the complaint would be, it's too similar. Like, they didn't try hard enough to make it different. But if Fooly Cooley 2 was like this radically different show, then the complaint would be, it's too different, why is it even Fooly Cooley? So overall, I enjoyed it a lot. If I had to give it, like, a number grade, it would be like an 8.5 out of 10. I enjoyed it a lot. It was really good. I'm looking forward to what they do from here on, and I'm interested to see what direction they take. So yeah, let me know in the comments, do you think that this was actually some weird, pretty smart meta commentary on the very nature of, like, fan expectations and sequels? Or is the show actually just sucking its own cock? But yeah, let me know. I'll see you guys next time.